boy, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the reply. Howdy, boys, girls, cats, and squirrels, SoCloseToToast here. Welcome to the YouTube channel. All right. Now, we initially watched the content nuke that H3H3 Productions dropped. And if you guys haven't checked out that reaction or that video, make sure to check it out on the channel. We have now H3H3 Lies by Keemstar, which is his reply. And we still see G Fuel here. So we haven't caught up necessarily to the timeline of where Keemstar has been dropped and the drama's really building. We're still kind of on the cusp. We're in the eye of the storm, as you will. So I'm excited to check this out. You guys seem to be like cool with me checking out this stuff and seeing kind of where this story goes, because, you know, we're in quarantine. What else are we going to do? It seems like this might just be a quick bait reply. I'm going to put money on that this is just a quick, hey, I got to put something out. So here I am saying things, and it probably took him very little amount of time to reply, because I think this was like a day later or something. Nevertheless, drop an L, hit the bell if you're liking a little change of pace from just the beatboxing stuff into something else, something juicier. Let's go.
What is up, Drama Alert Nation and everyone else
No
that's going to
music.
see this video? This is not a Drama Alert video. This is not a news video.
Yeah.
I'm making a video today responding
Are they news videos
to a video
ever?
that was uploaded yesterday.
Are they actually
by
news videos
H3H3,
though?
where he accused me of various things that can be proved wrong, completely out of context, just plain wrong.
Everything's
but
wrong.
The most damning thing that he accused me of is killing Etika. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Everything else he said in that video, I will be responding in a separate video.
I can see where that... Oh, so he's gonna... Okay, so this is just one part of his replies to H3H3. Okay. This sounds like he's going to cover the Etika thing. I can kind of see where he comes from, and maybe some other people that don't like H3H3 are like, you're using Etika as a scapegoat and all this, and you're kind of using him and maybe even Tony and all these victims. You're using the victims as fuel to go against Keemstar. But it's like, not the strongest argument. He didn't outright say he killed Etika. So that, like, if we were in court, that would get thrown out real quick. He maybe insinuated a little bit that Keem maybe influenced or drove Etika to eventually kill himself because it was a mob mentality. It wasn't just Keemstar. Like I said in the last video with H3H3, because I tried to play devil's advocate, it wasn't just Keemstar calling out Etika. He might have sent a lot of traffic to Etika after he put out the videos and stuff. But before even Keemstar put out videos, I remember people being very harsh on Etika because they thought he was kind of like the boy that cried wolf. He kept going crazy, and people started not believing it anymore. I remember that. Keemstar can't really say that H3H3 put it all on him. He did have a long segment that looked really bad for Keem. That's kind of what he did. I don't know how Keem's going to like victimize himself in this. It was all out there for everyone to see. Even if H3H3 was trying to turn the audience to go against Keem completely, the facts were all there and shown. Even if you took out H3H3's little segments and his voiceover, you would still just see Keemstar being a complete jerk to Etika and not respecting the situation he was in at all. What's Keem going to say about it?
But I want to focus on this because it's just, you'd have to be the biggest scumbag in the world to try to pin another man's suicide on another person because of an internet beef that me and you are having, which we've been having for quite some time, and I'll explain all of that too. But to get into it, the basis of this whole Keemstar killed Etika is the interview that I did with Etika and some tasteless tweets that I put out. But more than anything, the interview is what gets the most attention in this situation because a segment of what I said to Etika and what transpired. We'll get into that. But before we do, first, I want to share a statement from Etika's own mother.
Isn't that what he does in Drama Alert?
This. Hello, Keemstar.
He gets to a point, but he doesn't follow through with it, and he says, "But wait, first, we got this other thing to keep you like watching." Tactic.
This is Etika's
I'm
mother
onto him.
responding to you to address the recent threats and accusations that you received in
We're gonna
relation
get to why I'm a
his
scumbag,
death.
but Etika
I
said
wish
this
to
me.
inform Etika fans, friends, and viewers that Keemstar is not responsible for Etika's passing and should not be held accountable for my son's actions. Etika loved Keemstar's show and wanted to make his appearance both
Etika
memorable
mom.
and exciting. My son's goal was to make the segment as dramatic and entertaining as possible, not to use it as a vehicle of
How do we know if
hatred
this is
towards
real?
the show's host and creator. Spread love and goodwill instead of passing judgment. What's truly needed is a much better platform supporting mental health awareness throughout the world. Please build up your online community with kindness instead of
This sounds like a PR written thing. And why is it Etika mom? Wouldn't it be Etika's mom?
recklessly breaking each other down. In God we trust, you will take these blessings I send out to you. And I must admit, when I got that text message, I just completely fell apart. That is exactly what I needed when I needed it. Grieving with Etika's passing.
It could
and
be
then
real.
having some of these people online blaming me for his passing. So Etika's mom, thank you so much for sending that to me. She didn't send that to me yesterday or today. She sent that to me a few days after the passing of Etika. Also, I'd like to read some statements that were put out yesterday on Twitter by Etika's past girlfriend. She tweeted in response to H3H3's video, "Really sad to see people blaming Keemstar again. He was in no way responsible for Etika's actions." Let's think about it some more. One of Etika's goals was to be on Drumler because he respected that man. They were friendly behind the scenes. Desmond was actually unwell, sick.
Yeah, we know this, though. But can't we all agree that Keem didn't help the situation?
So in short, I understand that Keem's past makes it really hard for others to change that opinion. So don't go thinking I'm trying
It's
to
not
make
just
a
Keem's
divide between
fault,
those who like and unlike him. This is just my take on the situation. This is the most difficult conversation to have. That's absolutely right. This is a difficult conversation to have. This is ridiculous, and we shouldn't be engaging in this whole thing. I shouldn't be forced to respond to this. Etika's death shouldn't be used as a pawn to beat me in this feud that we have, H3H3. You really crossed the line. Now, after Etika's past girlfriend, Alice, made these tweets, H3H3 fans started attacking her and harassing her to the point where she had to go private. She DM'd me saying that she had to delete everything because they were spamming some really inappropriate stuff to her. But
everybody's fans are the worst when they
I said,
are
no
a
problem,
mob
H3H3
going
fans
after
can be
somebody.
The worst. But keep in mind, during this whole Etika situation that was going down, where a man actually lost his life, there were moments where I said some stuff that was completely stupid and wrong. And they're all over. Everyone shared them. But I did not kill this man. Etika's girlfriend also said this: "Please don't think that I'm trying to absolve Keem of the wild shit he said." And then apparently people accused her, but when she came out with these statements, of being paid off.
She's
in
aware.
In H3H3's video, he showed a lot of these tweets painting a picture that I didn't care about Etika at all, that I simply just wanted to use this as a spectacle to get as many views as possible.
True.
Like, that was the whole image that he put forth. He even found some tweet where I acknowledged that he was in a certain mental hospital. He even found a tweet and made this point in his video that I doxed the mental hospital that Etika was at. But for H3H3 to find this tweet, he would have had to go to my Twitter. He would have had to hit advanced search, right? Put the user Keemstar in and then put in Etika and see all the tweets that I've ever made about Etika. And if you do that, you actually get full context. On October 25th, I said I was really worried about Etika. If you see this, I want you to know that you're an amazing entertainer and thousands are counting on you to be here to entertain them. You have purpose. This was after he made a Reddit post that made it seem like he was going to commit suicide. And then he was gone. He was gone for a couple days, then came back, started streaming, and it just seemed like something was off. I tweeted out, I actually like Etika. I don't think he's evil like Fousey, but he's definitely manic as fuck. Quoting, he actually acts like this, because that's what all of his fans were saying. I said, nah, not like this. At this point, I actually thought something was seriously wrong. But if you
Is he
are
cherry
a fan
picking
of Etika,
positive tweets now?
If you watched his streams, Etika, the entertainer, was very, very close to Etika, the guy acting not right. They were so close to each other that it was so hard for the fans and even myself to figure out through all these different outbursts that were happening over and over and over again. It wasn't one incident, it was multiple.
Yeah, but you don't tell him to jump off a bridge. Like, the world's a simulation, so what's worth living anymore? Jump off a bridge. You definitely don't say that. I'm glad that his girlfriend, was aware, though, of the crazy stuff Keem said. Keemstar has not explained why he doxed the hospital yet. He did bring up positive tweets, but what about the hospital?
Incidents, if he was
Where's
actually losing his mind or if this was a publicity stunt, because he made it really seem like it was a publicity stunt. H3H3 didn't include the tweets of me saying stay healthy, or how after the interview I seen a clip of him on his stream and he seemed like he was doing much better, and I said whatever you're doing, stick with it. H3H3 saw these tweets, but none of these tweets were included because it doesn't push the narrative that he wants to push, that I killed Etika. We were going back and forth. Me and Etika's fans were going back and forth. Whether or not to believe that he was in trouble or to believe that this was a publicity stunt. And it got to the point where all of his fans were spamming clown emojis at him, calling him a clown because they did not believe that there was a mental issue. They believed that it was a publicity stunt. And I talked to the man. I talked to the man on the phone, and he would be completely calm. He would talk about the numbers, the subs. He asked me once about getting verified, and he thought because he did this one publicity stunt where, they broke into the door and took him to the mental hospital, that, now there were these articles on him and maybe he could get verified. That's the conversation we had. And keep in mind, from an internet's perspective, he was taken in handcuffs to a hospital and they let him out hours later. I'm not a doctor. All of us on the internet are thinking at this time that this is a publicity stunt. Before I did the interview with Etika, when we were speaking privately, we were talking about the man's career. We were talking about the fact that there were these articles, the fact that he was trending worldwide.
Yeah, but okay. I don't know what he's about to say, but what he just said was like talking about all these things as far as like helping out Etika's online career after he just had an online manic episode that was not cool. But let's see what actually Keem's about to say here.
And once I turn the cameras on and I hit record, he immediately goes in to Etika the entertainer. Before Etika committed suicide, he's
getting positive reinforcement for acting crazy. And nobody's telling him not to do it.
I wasn't suicidal before. I really wasn't. But one thing I didn't realize was that the walls were closing around me so fast. I really had no intention of killing myself, but I would always push it too far. I guess I am mentally ill.
Etika was so confident and so convincing that, it made it impossible to know if there was a problem or not. And I kept flip-flopping along with his fan base back and forth. He's got a problem. No, this is just a character. No, he's just acting it up. That's what I was caught in along with his fans. Also, in Etika's final video, he literally said this about me. Roll it.
Could be possible.
Keemstar, I wish you the best, my nigga.
Yeah, Etika was a huge Drama Alert fan. Him coming on this show meant so much to him. And when he came on, he wanted to put on a performance, and that's the way I saw it. But in that interview, and the most damning thing against me is a clip that's taken completely out of context, where I'm talking about simulation theory,
situations
and
going on with
I
this
say
whole thing.
this, roll it.
Think about that statement. There are no coincidences in my world.
Because
everything happens for a reason.
Because it's all planned. It's all been pre-designed.
Everything. It's all predestined, Keemstar.
But
everything you've done up until this point.
But the scariest thing about thinking that the world is a simulation and it's predestined and all that is then there's no reason to live. Why not?
Why do you fear death?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's scary because if you really think about it, then why live? Just jump off a cliff. If it's just a simulation, who cares?
Yes, I said that. I said that to Etika. But why did I say it to him?
Context,
because I was trying to explain to him that believing that this world is not real, believing that this world is a simulation, could put you in harm's way, could put you in danger.
Then why didn't you just say that? Why didn't he just say that instead of saying what he said? Like, that's why I don't understand why he's trying to, like, save himself on that. Just say, yeah, that was really wrong, and then just move on. If he just did that, then we wouldn't even be here talking about the fact that if he just moved on from that, we wouldn't even be sitting here analyzing that little clip because of how he's just trying to save himself. He's trying to reword what he already said in the past. He can't take that back, but he's trying to reword it for this, and it doesn't work that way.
Think this is real, then why live? You have to believe that this is real. You can't believe that this is a simulation. I wanted to put that warning out there. I was trying to help. I battle with these things to this day. But for H3H3 to accuse me of killing him, which you definitely did. I know you put out tweets, and I most certainly did not blame Keemstar for Etika's death. I think he created an extremely toxic environment for him and others. You definitely did accuse me. You implied it. You more than implied it. In fact, one person responded, I believe you said almost verbatim. It's really interesting that just a few months after Keem talked to Etika about jumping off a cliff,
definitely an implied.
Etika jumped off a bridge to his death. Homie, you more than implied that Keem was responsible for what happened to Etika.
Keemstar's greatest moment comes when he asks Etika in a manic state, why doesn't he just jump off a cliff?
If you really think about it, then why live? Just jump off a cliff. Just jump off a cliff.
Wait, and if Etika's like biggest dream was to come on Drama Alert and stuff like that, and respected Keemstar, why did he blow up on him? Like in H3H3's video, Etika called out Keemstar and got like really heated and ended up leaving the call. And I guess we could argue that that was for shock value, but he was really calling Keemstar out on something super real and relatable. And the fact that Keem just like accuses people without much fact. How can we believe Keemstar now when there is so much lies? How can he title this video H3H3 Lies? H3H3 may be stretching the truth, but we definitely know Keemstar lies. I don't know. It just seems kind of fishy to me.
If it's just a simulation, who cares?
Of course, hypothetical, but it is quite a coincidence when you consider that only 51 days later, that very same YouTuber jumped off a bridge to his death.
Ethan, you are a piece of fucking garbage. Garbage. And on top of it, you're a fucking hypocrite. You go on through your video saying, you know, about all this mental health, and Keemstar had a lot of bad takes, which I did. Trust me, I had a lot of bad takes about mental health, and my opinions have changed throughout the years. But then, as you act on your high horse, you completely forget when FouseyTube was having his mental breakdown, you did a whole podcast roasting him over it.
Is he, I mean, I can't tell if he's just like cracked out.
No.
Or if he's just on a manic rampage.
I think, it seems very manic.
Yeah.
It seems very manic.
Training bra. You got a training bra on for some luscious breasts you've been growing. I mean, look at this frame. Dude, this is straight out of like a horror movie. Like, are you in my basement right now, Fousey? You might be thinking to yourself, he's like over him. Drake's sleeping in his bed.
They should have stopped it when they just said, yeah, he's having a manic thing. Like, now they're doing the mocking
She's like hovering
thing.
over
They're
him.
kind of mocking
You
him.
might think this is a little strange, Drake. But this is God's plan for me to murder you right now. Clearly,
The big difference, though, and this is where we can kind of like bridge the gap between H3H3 and Keemstar, is that Keemstar claims he's a news source, and H3H3 claims they are a comedic variety channel. Like H3 podcast, I'm not going there to hear anything political, anything factual. I'm going there just to kick back and just kind of laugh at random shit. Like, can we not have dark humor anymore? Ever? Like, some of these jokes, yes, they are at the expense of FouseyTube being in his manic state. And in a way, yeah, we can say that if he watches this podcast, he sees them just, hammering him and just being like, wow, nice training, brah. Like, is it because of the drugs you took or something? Anywho, it kind of like mocks him and makes fun of him, and probably wouldn't make him feel good, especially if he's in this weird mental state. But Keemstar made like what, three-part series on FouseyTube. I don't know. I just don't know if it equates. They're both bad, but one's worse than the other, kind of thing.
Acting's not working out for you, dog. That was a pretty corny read.
Fucking hypocrite. You've always been a goddamn hypocrite. You used to call me out for making Jake Paul videos when you made Jake Paul videos. The other day, you tried to roast me on Twitter like a month ago. You tried to roast me for my hoodie. You said I looked like a 12-year-old. And then the whole internet had to remind you and roast you. This is how you dress. It was just
Teddy
absolutely hilarious. It's always a big swing and a miss, and this entire video is a big swing and a miss. In fact,
they're just two different characters. Like, Keemstar is the one that's supposed to be in the news, not opinionated, and have no like I guess have a kind of a sense of humor to an extent, but obviously like the kind of his humor wouldn't really fit into the news world. You don't see people on TV talking like in racial slurs. It just completely makes no sense. Where H3H3, we all know that they're reporting in a comedic way, and that's not the news.
In the next video, I'm going to address every single other bullshit you've taken out of context. I'm going to address you literally turning the guy who swatted me and swatted my mods on stream into a victim, which one of the best researchers on the whole goddamn YouTube, the platform is Gamer for Mars, who literally DM'd me this in disbelief that you used that. I'm going to address every single thing.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I was like, Smile for YouTube, he probably is, somebody that DDoSes, somebody that also swats other people. And just based on his video, the Smile for YouTube guy's video, like, he wasn't worried. He was like, yeah, this is just like routine for me. It's like, but the thing is you're not supposed to fight somebody with the way that's, but the thing is don't they teach you not to become the person that you'd never want to be? Don't they tell you not to become the evil person that you're fighting? Like, if you just fight somebody with the same tactic that they're using, it doesn't make you any better than them. So I think H3H3 should have went that route, and I do agree that that dude just kind of had a douchey aura about him when he was just saying, oh yeah, here we go, swatting and whatnot. Like, that guy, they kind of addressed it in the H3H3 video, but it was more painting him as a victim.
Another thing you did in this video is an absolute first for YouTube. You went after my sponsors.
First?
If you think the YouTube community is happy with you right now, you got to be out of your mind. You have ushered in this new era where people that have beefs on each other go after their sponsors.
There's no way this can age well.
This has never happened before, but it's happening now. It's happening now. And you did that. You started this.
Oh, it's going to age like milk.
And because of all the hate that G Fuel recently got from your stupid fucking video, I got in contact with them. I'm no longer with G Fuel anymore.
Oh.
I walked away. They don't deserve to have fucking hate because of our beef. Attica's fans don't need to relive this bullshit. It's always lies, deception, manipulation, clips out of context, spinning a fucking narrative that just isn't true. Towards the end of your video, you act like a victim. Like, oh, the big bad Keemstar has been after me forever and it's had a huge toll on my mental health. You said, thank God I have the support group around
Wait, why
me.
is he mocking the mental health? Dude, this is the problem with Keemstar and the videos he makes, is that he'll make a point and then not follow up like 5 minutes later with that said point with evidence of anything. He'll just make a point, saying like my mind has changed about mental illness, and then 5 minutes later he's mocking Ethan for having mental illness and playing the victim. He just keeps talking in circles, where eventually at the end of this video, I'm sure a lot of people were like, wow, screw H3H3. But Keemstar really didn't do much. I understand the whole narrative thing and H3H3 pushing a narrative on Keemstar. That's kind of the point of a slander video. That's what that video is. It's not to paint Keem in any good light, really, at all. It's to stir the pot, get him to respond, and see what he says about that. So then I'm sure that they can respond back and, you know, keep using some of these points against him. That this is the first time it's ever been done on YouTube where somebody's gone after a sponsor. Are you mad? Why would you say that? So dumb.
Me. Well, I have a support group around me, and I can't wait for you to see them, because they're really pissed off at that video you uploaded for multiple goddamn reasons. Good luck, Ethan, because you're gonna fucking need it.
Whoa. That was an uppercut ending there, though. That was a straight call him out, using my fans against your fans. All-out war. That's an all-out war statement right there. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about this. We're following this. We're following this because we got nothing else to do in quarantine but to eat up this drama and to see where this ends. Where does this lie? Who is the biggest liar? They're both orchestrating things to make themselves look better. That's where I'll end there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying it, make sure to drop an L, hit the bell for notification on videos every single day, especially as we follow this news report, this news unraveling of chaos on YouTube. This is way better than TV at this point. Peace out, shake 'em and bake 'em.
Twist it.